To be having with me over the program for tonight, Mr. Walid Saad Eldin, the sports analyst and the journalist at Al Ahram newspaper. Thank you very much for being with us tonight on Sprint.
Thanks for having me today. Always happy to be with you.
Anytime. First of all, of course, the game between Al-Zamalek and Al-Ahli in the 14th round of the Egyptian Premier League. Did you expect it to be a heavy result for the White Knights as what happened today?
Actually, no one expected the 3-0 goals for Al-Ahli, especially because Al-Ahli drew a week ago against Al-Masri, and Zamalek was defeated by Pyramids in a penalty kick, was so close.
In the cup.
In the cup, yeah, and he is out of the cup. He's having the title. He's the owner of the title of the last season. Yes. That was the unexpected. But today the score went so high, 3-0. No one expected it. Yes. Especially when you see the pre-game before a week before. So Zamalek have like 4 players, Ilwinch and Ilwinch and Ibrahim Nadai, Fattouh and Goma out of the squad. Yes. In the other side, Al-Ahli have many players out of the squad, and even the bench was not a heavy weight.
Yes.
Akram Tawfiq, Mustafa Shubair, Yasser Ibrahim, Sulaya, Abdel Menam, and Savio, and Percy Tau, and Mahmoud Metwali. And those are very big names compared with the new players played the Ahli Zamalek for the first time. But the 3 goals were like wonderful from Al-Ahli. The game was, we can divide it into 2 parts, the first half and the second half. The first half was completely a mess. We didn't enjoy it. The ball going back and forward. There is only one chance for Ahli through one chance for Kahraba and one chance for Donga when he shot, and Shenawi succeeded to take it out.
Yes.
In the second half, everything completely changed. Al-Ahli, he was having the ball most of the time. His position was completely good. Zamalek, the curve was going down. That because Ferreira, he was so afraid he went back to block his goal. That's why Al-Ahli get the upper hand in the second half.
You've mentioned Zamalek, and I would like to focus on Zamalek now because they are the title holders of both the league and the cup titles for the past season. What is happening this year? What is happening this season with Ferreira more specifically? We are 21 days into the new year in 2023. They have not won a game for Zamalek. There seems to be an urgent meeting for the president or the chairman of Zamalek, Murtada Mansour, with the rest of the board to be discussing the future of Giswaldo Ferreira nowadays. How do you see the current situation for Zamalek? What is happening? Do you think that this is justifying the sacking of Ferreira, the possible sacking of him?
Yeah, I think they can kick him out after what happened. Like you mentioned, the year 2023 is a disaster, a complete disaster for Zamalek. He never won.
And they lost the cup
They
already.
lost the cup. This is actually the third. He lost the cup, and he lost the Super Cup against Al-Ahli.
Yes.
And actually, he's on his way to lose the league, the Egyptian league, if they didn't make a very big change or put their hands on what's really going on Zamalek. And I think the reason is the clash between Ferreira and Murtada Mansour. because Ferreira is a very a strong personnel, having a very he wants to control everything. And Murtada Mansour, as we know him, he's trying to get all the people together, but under his control. It's a one-man show in Zamalek. It's completely different in Ahli. Al Ahli have.
Do you think that the leaving of Osama Nabi, the inclusion of Ismail Yusuf, and then Hussein Yasser Al Mohammadi, it has something to do with the current performance of Zamalek with Ferreira nowadays?
Yeah, actually, yeah. That's a good example of what's happening in Zamalek. Before a very important game against Al Ahli, they are doing, they are taking decisions like so fast. Osama Nabi went out. He didn't talk too much to the media, but we all know what's going on. He tried to give some recommendation to Ferreira, but he never listened to him, and he's trying to lead the team the way he wants. And that way overview was like completely different from Osama Nabi. That's why the players are directly affected by what's happening in Zamalek, in the closed room.
You said Zamalek, they need change. In which part, in which department? Do you think that they need change in terms of changing the coach, changing the players, getting new players in, especially that we are in January? The market is still open for about 9 or 10 days more.
For me, Ferreira is a very good manager, and he have a good squad. But the way he played, he insisted to play in a certain way. Like today, in front of Al Ahli, if you return back to the first half, he decided to play a long ball the whole 45 minutes. And the long ball wasn't so succeeded, depending on El Ghaziri and Zizou. And Al Ahli, of course, was standing in a very good way. The formation was 4-2-3-1 for Ahli, and Zamalek was 4-3-3, and he insists on playing with that formation. He changed it a little bit in the second half when he decided to refresh the squad, but actually he didn't succeeded to return back to the game because Al Ahli was conceded what he wants. And what Zamalek need is changing the way they play, the formation, and he also didn't benefit from the foreign players he already have, like El Maslousi and El Wardi and many players, and Samson Akinole and Ibrahim Nadai. There is no benefit of those players, even Zamalek paid.
It seems like the signings of both teams, Zamalek and Al Ahli, especially that Zamalek, they brought in about 10 or 15 players in the summer. I think 10.
10, yeah.
And no one has succeeded in playing for Zamalek. No one has an imprint for Zamalek this season. On the other hand, Al Ahli, they have the same problem. Shadi Hussein is on the bench. Kahraba is playing. Mohammed Sharif, who was also in the team, is playing, and he scored. Both of them scored. No one for both Al Ahli and the Zamalek has an impact for the team, for both of them in the season.
Yeah, actually, you are completely right. The old players or the old squad are the super players now from the last season. And the new players are not shining enough.
Except for Khalid Abdel Fattah.
He
played today. This is, I think, the first full game for him. How did he see it for Al Ahli?
Yeah, and he's only a week ago. He had like 2 sessions with the team, the training, 2 sessions training with the team, and he performed well. Actually, we didn't see him in enough time. We should give him enough time to see what's he's gonna give. But for your idea, you are right. Till now, the foreign players in Ahli and Zamalek, or even the Egyptian players,
The new ones in
the
general.
new ones, yeah, are not shining enough. Are not, you are not feeling them in a field like the old players.
On the other hand, after the game, the technical director of Al-Ahli, Sayyid Abdul Hafiz, he said that we don't want to fall in the same trap that we fell in the past season, because in the past year, Al-Ahli, they traveled to the Club World Cup. Most of the players, they were playing at the Africa Cup of Nations with Egypt under Carlos Queiroz in the middle of the season, in January to be specific. And then they returned to the league with Pizzo Mosimani, and then they returned to the final of the African Champions League. They lost the final against Al-Wadad. They lost the league against Al-Zamalek, because Al-Zamalek, they had time, they had games, they played the games, they won, and they had a big margin of points against Al-Ahli. So when Al-Ahli came back from both tournaments, it was already lost.
Yeah, he was under the pressure of time and the big gap between the two teams. And it's true, the main problem for Al-Ahli last season, or with Mosimani especially, he was depending on 14 players. and Sayyid Abdul Hafiz and other people in Al-Ahli told him he should like change player and depend on more players. Al-Ahli play on the CAF Championship, the Egyptian Cup, the Egyptian League. He need more player to be involved in the games. But Mosimani refused to do that. And he's still doing that with his team in Saudi Arabia. Al-Ahli, yeah. He's still depending on a certain amount of players. He trusts them. They are doing what he aimed for. That's why he stick with his plan till the end of the season. And actually, most of the managers all over the world are doing the same thing. They are the substituted player are just for a few games.
Yes.
In just the cup, the cup and the champion. They are playing with a squad, a fixed squad for the whole like season.
They would never change a winning team.
Yeah, and why would I change a winning team?
Exactly.
Yeah, and the one in the bench beside me is not giving me what I aim for.
For Al-Ahli, they have a new manager, Marcel Koller. How do you see his performances so far in the season? He won against the Zamalek twice, once in the Super Cup, once in the league. This is a comprehensive win, if we may call it that. 3-win against the Zamalek, the title holders of the league, the title holders of the cup. How do you see his personality, which is reflected for the players?
His personality is completely clear, and I can see it through the matches. And I saw some sessions, training sessions for Al-Ahli. Every week he's having a new thing to do. I mean, a new lesson for the players. He depending on the formation 4-3-2-1, but he have it in an elastic way. He changed it through the game. Like today, he started with the 4-3-2-1, and it's I'm sorry, he started with the false 9. There is no striker. Like the squad had no clear striker. The false 9, depending on the players coming from the midfielder, attacking the Zamalek.
Which worked for the 3 goals through Hamdi Fathi.
Yeah, that's the main idea of the false 9 formation. Is there is no main striker in